Some of you are sitting here today feeling safe, feeling comfortable, feeling like everything is just fine. But let me tell you the truth. Comfort is a silent assassin. It whispers to you, it lulls you to sleep, and before you know it, it's killing your dreams, your purpose, your potential. Today, I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you uncomfortable, because the moment you leave your comfort zone is the moment your life truly begins. Comfort is one of those things that feels so good in the moment. It's that cozy feeling of familiarity, that sweet spot where everything feels manageable, predictable, and safe. You wake up in the same routine, eat the same foods, scroll the same feeds, hang out with the same people, and it all feels fine. And because it feels fine, you tell yourself, why change? Why risk discomfort when everything is already okay? But here's the thing most people never realize. Comfort is a slow killer. It's a silent force that drains your ambition, suffocates your dreams, and quietly convinces you that you're doing enough when in reality, you're barely scratching the surface of your potential. Comfort is the enemy of progress, and it is designed to keep you exactly where you are. When you stay comfortable, you stop growing. The human spirit, your potential, your gifts, they don't thrive in the cozy. They thrive in the challenge, in the struggle, in the unknown. Growth requires friction. Growth requires effort. Growth requires you to feel uncomfortable, awkward, or even scared. And yet, comfort whispers to you every day, stay where you are. Don't push. Don't risk. Don't be too bold. And if you listen to comfort for too long, you'll wake up one day and realize that you've lived years without ever living at all. You'll realize that your skills are stagnant, your mind is stagnant, your relationships are stagnant, and worst of all, your dreams have been slowly suffocated. Think about it. Look at people who have achieved greatness. Look at the stories of leaders, innovators, and trailblazers. They weren't successful because they were comfortable. They weren't successful because they played it safe. They were successful because they faced fear, stepped into uncertainty, and chose growth over ease. Every great accomplishment, every breakthrough, every moment of transformation is born in discomfort. Comfort never births a new idea, a new business, or a new life. Comfort doesn't challenge you. Comfort doesn't demand that you stretch, that you evolve, that you reach for more than you thought you could handle. Comfort asks only that you stay small, safe, and predictable. Comfort can be seductive. It's easy. It's inviting. It's like a warm blanket on a cold morning. And the problem is, humans are wired to seek comfort. Our brains love it. Our bodies crave it. But what our brains and bodies don't always understand is that comfort over time becomes a prison. The longer you stay in comfort, the more difficult it becomes to leave it. Habits form. Routines solidify. You begin to convince yourself that the life you have, flawed as it might be, is good enough. You rationalize mediocrity. You settle for ordinary when extraordinary is possible. Comfort doesn't shout. It doesn't scream. It doesn't punch you in the face and tell you you're stuck. It whispers quietly, slowly, over time, until one day you look around and realize that your life hasn't moved forward. Comfort is a thief, and it steals without you even noticing. Let me give you a practical example. Maybe you're in a job that doesn't challenge you, doesn't excite you, but it pays the bills. Maybe you're in a relationship that doesn't bring out the best in you, but it's familiar. Maybe you're living in a city that doesn't inspire you, but it's comfortable. Each of these choices feels safe, but in truth, they're slowly eroding your potential. You're surviving, not thriving. And there's a difference. Surviving is comfortable. Thriving is uncomfortable. Surviving is stagnant. Thriving requires risk. Thriving requires stepping into the unknown. Thriving requires leaving the warmth of the blanket and facing the chill of uncertainty. And if you never leave the comfort, you'll never thrive. Here's another truth about comfort. It masks fear. Fear often hides behind the mask of comfort. We tell ourselves we're staying in our comfort zone because we're happy, because we're content. But underneath, the truth is that we're scared. Scared of failure, scared of rejection, scared of what could happen if we push ourselves further than we ever have before. So instead of confronting fear, we wrap ourselves in comfort. But fear is a signpost, not a warning. Fear is the indicator that you're on the path to growth. When you feel fear, it usually means you're stepping into something meaningful, something transformational. Comfort, on the other hand, avoids fear. It avoids challenge. It avoids the very things that would force you to become more than you are today. Now, I don't want you to think comfort is always bad. We all need rest. We all need moments to recharge. But there's a difference between necessary rest and habitual comfort. Rest restores. Comfort stagnates. Rest prepares you to go further. Comfort convinces you that further is unnecessary. And too many people confuse the two. They call stagnation peace. They call inaction security. They call playing small safety. And while comfort may feel good in the moment, over time it will rob you of your vision, your ambition, and the life you were meant to live. Breaking free from comfort requires intention. It requires a willingness to feel awkward, to fail, to risk, and to stumble. It requires you to ask yourself, am I living or am I merely existing? It requires you to confront the parts of your life where you've settled, to challenge the habits that keep you stuck, and to push beyond what feels safe. And I promise you, every step outside your comfort zone is worth it. Every moment of discomfort is a deposit into your future self. Every risk you take builds resilience, character, and capacity. Comfort may feel good now, but in the end, comfort kills potential. Comfort kills dreams. Comfort kills purpose. And the longer you stay in it, the more you'll regret it. So, if you want to grow, if you want to live a life of meaning, if you want to leave a mark on this world, you have to choose discomfort. You have to embrace it. You have to let it push you, stretch you, and challenge you. Because the truth is simple. Comfort breeds stagnation. And stagnation is a slow death of everything you were created to be. You weren't born to sit still. You weren't born to be comfortable. You were born to grow, to stretch, to challenge yourself, to leave a legacy. Comfort will try to convince you otherwise. Comfort will whisper in your ear that staying the same is safe. But listen closely. Comfort is lying. The life you want, the extraordinary life, is waiting on the other side of discomfort. The moment you leave comfort behind is the moment you truly begin to live. Growth does not happen inside the walls of comfort. It cannot. By its very nature, growth demands discomfort. Growth demands risk. Growth demands that you step into the unknown and face challenges that shake you to your core. And yet, so many of us are unwilling to leave the safety of the familiar. We cling to routines, habits, and environments that feel easy, even when we know deep down that we are capable of more. We tell ourselves, I'll wait until I'm ready, or maybe tomorrow I'll take that step. But here's the hard truth. Tomorrow often never comes. And the only way to grow is to start moving today. Even if your legs feel weak, even if your heart is racing, even if your mind is screaming, this is too much. Think about it for a second. The moments in your life where you experienced the most transformation were almost certainly moments of discomfort. There were moments when you felt uncertain, scared, or unprepared. Maybe it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, ending a relationship, or pursuing a dream that seemed impossible. Those moments required you to leave the familiar behind, to risk failure, and to confront fear head on. And yes, it was uncomfortable. It may have even hurt. But those moments also pushed you into growth, into expansion, into becoming more than you were before. Growth is not convenient. Growth is not easy. Growth is not comfortable. Growth is messy, unpredictable, and often frightening, but it is always necessary if you want to live a life that matters. Here's the thing most people don't understand. Your comfort zone is a trap. It feels safe, but it limits you. It gives you the illusion of control while quietly shrinking your potential. Inside the comfort zone, everything is familiar. You know what to expect, and the world feels manageable. But what feels safe also keeps you small. It keeps your vision narrow. It keeps you from discovering the full extent of what you are capable of achieving. If you never stretch, if you never take risk, if you never push past the fear, you will never grow. You will never evolve. And over time, the cost of staying comfortable will become painfully clear. Wasted time, unrealized potential, and the haunting question of what could I have become if I had tried? Growth lives outside the comfort zone because it is forged in challenge. Every skill, every strength, every lesson you will ever need is built through the struggle. Growth requires you to try and fail, to stumble, to make mistakes, and to get back up stronger than before. It demands that you face rejection and criticism, that you risk embarrassment, and that you confront the parts of yourself that are weak or afraid. And here's the beautiful part. When you step into discomfort, you discover things about yourself you never knew existed. You discover resilience, you discover courage, you discover creativity and problem-solving skills that only emerge when the easy path is no longer available. You discover your own capacity to handle more than you ever thought possible. That is why growth lives outside the comfort zone. It thrives in challenge, it blossoms in risk, and it flourishes in the unknown. Let's get practical. Imagine a tree planted in a small pot. It has enough water, enough soil, and enough sunlight to survive. But because it is confined, its roots cannot grow deep and its branches cannot spread. It may survive for a while, but it will never reach its full potential. Now imagine the same tree planted in the open ground, where the wind may bend it, storms may shake it, and the roots have to dig deep to find nutrients. At first, the tree may struggle. It may feel like it's being pushed and pulled in directions it doesn't want to go. But over time, that tree will grow taller, stronger, and more resilient than it ever could in the safety of the small pot. Human growth is exactly the same. If you want to grow, you must plant yourself in situations that challenge you. You must allow life to push against you. You must embrace the discomfort that forces your roots to dig deep and your branches to stretch wide. Another truth about growth is that it requires action, not just desire. Many people say they want to grow, but they are unwilling to take the steps necessary to get there. They want the results without the effort, the transformation without the struggle. But growth is earned. It is not given. It cannot be bought. It cannot be achieved through wishful thinking or passive dreaming. Growth is a series of choices, often uncomfortable choices to do what most people won't do. It's choosing to speak up when your voice shakes. It's choosing to pursue an idea when everyone else doubts you. It's choosing to leave the familiar when fear tempts you to stay. Every small action taken outside your comfort zone is a deposit into your future, and over time, those deposits compound into massive growth. Fear is a constant companion on the path to growth. The very things that will make you grow are often the things that scare you the most. And that's not a coincidence. Fear is an indicator that you're moving towards something significant. Fear is a compass pointing you towards your next level. When you feel it, lean into it. Step toward the discomfort instead of away from it. Growth requires courage. The courage to be vulnerable, to take risks, and to risk failure in the pursuit of something greater. If you avoid fear, if you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth, and in doing so, you avoid the life you were created to live. One of the most dangerous lies we tell ourselves is that comfort equals security. We think staying in the familiar keeps us safe. But the reality is that staying comfortable is what keeps us small, stuck, and unfulfilled. True security comes from growth. True security comes from building skills, resilience, and capacity. True security comes from knowing that no matter what challenges life throws at you, you are capable of handling them. And that can only happen outside your comfort zone. Growth is not just about professional success or financial gain. It's about becoming more fully human. It's about developing character, wisdom, and depth. It's about learning to love, forgive, lead, and create in ways that stretch your soul. And none of that happens inside the safe, familiar bubble of comfort. Growth requires discomfort because discomfort is the soil in which transformation is rooted. It challenges you, stretches you, and reshapes you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. If you want to grow, you must be willing to embrace discomfort as a friend, not an enemy. You must see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and risk as the currency of transformation. You must commit to leaving the comfort zone, not just once, but again and again, because growth is a lifelong journey, not a one-time event. Every moment you choose courage over comfort, every moment you choose challenge over ease, you step closer to the life you were born to live. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. There is no shortcut. There is no easy path. There is only the willingness to face discomfort head on, to persevere through struggle, and to take consistent action toward becoming more than you are today. The moment you stop avoiding discomfort and start embracing it, the moment you stop settling and start stretching, that is the moment you unlock your true potential. So ask yourself, are you willing to leave comfort behind? Are you willing to take the steps that feel risky, awkward, or scary? Are you ready to embrace the discomfort that is the gateway to growth? Because the truth is this: if you want to grow, if you want to thrive, if you want to live a life that matters, you cannot do it inside your comfort zone. Growth waits for no one, and it lives only where comfort ends. Pain is something we all try to avoid. It's uncomfortable, it's messy, and it's often humiliating. Pain comes in many forms: failure, rejection, heartbreak, loss, disappointment, and fear. The human instinct is to run from it, to numb it, to pretend it doesn't exist. But the truth is, pain is not the enemy, it is the teacher. Pain is not something to escape, it is something to embrace. Pain today is the forge where purpose is created tomorrow. Every struggle, every trial, every moment of discomfort has the potential to shape you, strengthen you, and guide you toward the life you were meant to live. The problem is, most people see pain as punishment rather than as a signal, a guide, or a catalyst for growth. Think about the people who inspire you, the leaders, the innovators, the heroes. They didn't achieve greatness because their path was easy. They achieved greatness because they faced pain over and over again and refused to let it define them. They understood that pain is temporary, but the lessons it brings are permanent. They knew that the fire of hardship is what refines character, resilience, and vision. Pain is the instrument through which purpose is revealed. And here's the hard part: purpose is never born in comfort. Purpose is forged in struggle. It emerges when you are pushed to your limits, when life presses against you, when everything inside you wants to give up, but you choose to keep going anyway. Pain teaches you things that comfort never can. When life hurts, when circumstances are unfair, when people disappoint you, that is when your character is being shaped. That is when your perseverance is tested. That is when your strength is revealed. Pain strips away pretense and exposes the truth: who you really are, what you really value, and what you are truly capable of achieving. And the beauty of pain is that it doesn't last forever, but the growth it produces does. Every scar, every setback, every tear is a lesson, a marker on your journey toward purpose. The more willing you are to endure pain today, the closer you move to the life you were meant to live tomorrow. Many people fear pain so much that they choose the illusion of safety instead. They settle for less, stay in toxic situations, avoid risk, and numb themselves with distractions. They chase comfort and avoid challenge, never realizing that by running from pain, they are also running from purpose. Pain is not a sign that you are failing. Pain is a sign that you are moving, that you are alive, that you are stretching towards something greater. If you avoid pain, you avoid growth. If you avoid pain, you avoid clarity. If you avoid pain, you avoid the very experiences that will shape your purpose. Pain is not punishment, it is preparation. Think about failure. Failure is one of the most painful experiences a human can face. It shakes your confidence, rattles your identity, and tests your faith. But failure is also one of the most powerful teachers. Every failure contains insight. Every mistake contains wisdom, and every setback contains an opportunity. Failure forces you to reevaluate your approach, refine your strategy, and dig deeper into your potential. If you embrace failure rather than fear it, you realize that the pain of failure is temporary, but the lessons it gives are eternal. Pain today through failure creates purpose tomorrow. Pain also teaches empathy and compassion. When you have suffered, you understand suffering. When you have been broken, you can help others rebuild. Pain connects you to humanity in a profound way. It allows you to see the struggles of others with clarity and to offer guidance, encouragement, and hope. Purpose is not just about personal achievement. It is about impact, about legacy, about lifting others as you rise. And the empathy and wisdom that come from pain enable you to fulfill that purpose in ways that comfort never could. Let's talk about heartbreak. Emotional pain can feel unbearable. When someone you love betrays you or leaves, it can shatter your world. You may feel lost, empty, or unworthy. But heartbreak, as excruciating as it is, teaches you boundaries, self-worth, and the importance of alignment. Heartbreak forces introspection. It forces you to confront the parts of yourself that need healing. And once you've walked through the fire of heartbreak, you emerge stronger, wiser, and better equipped to love, connect, and lead. Pain today through heartbreak creates purpose tomorrow. Physical pain, too, has its lessons. Athletes, warriors, and anyone who has trained rigorously knows that growth is never comfortable. Muscles tear, bodies ache, and the temptation to quit is constant. But it is through enduring the pain, pushing through the discomfort, and continuing the work that strength is built. Purpose is forged in sweat, struggle, and endurance. Just like your body, your mind, your spirit, and your purpose grow when they are challenged, spiritual pain, the feeling of emptiness, doubt, or searching, is equally transformative. Life often presents moments when you feel lost or disconnected, questioning your place in the world, your calling, or your significance. Those moments hurt deeply, but they are also invitations. They are signs that something inside you is stirring, that something greater is waiting for you, and that your purpose is on the other side of the discomfort. Pain is not a detour. It is a compass pointing you toward the life you are meant to live. Pain also cultivates resilience. When you endure hardship, you develop grit, determination, and the mental fortitude to face future challenges. Life will inevitably throw storms at you: loss, betrayal, failure, unexpected tragedy. But if you have learned to navigate pain with courage and persistence, you will be equipped to handle anything that comes your way. Pain builds capacity. Pain prepares you for leadership, for influence, for impact. Purpose is inseparable from resilience. You cannot achieve great things without the ability to withstand difficulty, and that ability is developed through pain. One of the most important lessons about pain is patience. Pain forces you to slow down, to reflect, and to recognize that growth is a process. You cannot rush purpose. You cannot force clarity. Life works through seasons, and pain is often the season that precedes your breakthrough. It may feel endless in the moment, but every moment of pain is an investment in your future. Every tear, every struggle, every heartbreak, every failure is a deposit into the account of your purpose. The more you endure, the more equipped you become to fulfill your calling. Finally, Pain reminds you that you are alive. When life hurts, it is proof that you are human, that you feel deeply, that you are capable of experiencing the full spectrum of existence. Pain forces you to confront reality, to shed illusions, and to engage with life authentically. Purpose requires authenticity. Purpose requires clarity. Purpose requires the courage to face yourself fully, even when it's uncomfortable. Pain is the doorway to that courage. Pain is the doorway to purpose. So, if you want to live a life of meaning, if you want to leave a legacy, if you want to fulfill your calling, you must embrace pain. Do not run from it. Do not numb it. Do not pretend it does not exist. Face it, learn from it, and allow it to shape you. Pain today creates purpose tomorrow. The struggles you endure, the lessons you learn, and the resilience you build are all preparing you for something greater than yourself. The discomfort you feel is temporary, but the transformation it brings is eternal. Ask yourself, are you willing to endure pain today for the sake of purpose tomorrow? Are you willing to face the challenges, setbacks, and hardships that life places in your path? Are you willing to trust that the pain you experience is not punishment, but preparation for the life you are meant to live? If you answer yes, you will discover that every wound carries wisdom, every failure carries insight, and every trial carries the seed of transformation. Purpose is waiting on the other side of pain, and the journey through discomfort is the path that will take you there. So, what have we learned today? Comfort is a silent killer. It lulls us into complacency. It whispers lies that keep us small, and it convinces us that good enough is truly enough. But the truth is, comfort kills your potential, it kills your dreams, and it kills the life you were meant to live. We've seen that comfort breeds stagnation, that when you stay safe, when you cling to what feels easy, you stop growing, you stop evolving, and you stop living at the highest level God or life intended for you. Growth doesn't happen in the familiar. Growth happens when you stretch, when you risk, when you step into the unknown. That's why growth lives outside your comfort zone, because the magic, the transformation, and the life you've been dreaming of can never be found in the place you already know. It's always waiting on the other side of discomfort. And finally, we've learned that pain today creates purpose tomorrow. Every trial, every failure, every heartbreak, every moment of struggle is not meaningless. Pain is the forge where strength, wisdom, and character are built. Pain is temporary, but the lessons it brings, the resilience it creates, and the purpose it uncovers are eternal. Your discomfort is not your enemy, it is your invitation. Your struggle is not punishment, it is preparation. So, what will you do with this truth? Will you stay in the warmth of what's familiar, allowing comfort to quietly kill your potential? Or will you choose growth, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's risky, even if it hurts? Will you embrace the pain of today, knowing that it is creating the purpose, the life, and the legacy of tomorrow? The choice is yours. Every moment you choose courage over comfort, you step closer to the extraordinary life you were created to live. Every risk, every challenge, every painful lesson is a deposit into the life you were meant to have. Comfort may feel good for now, but it will cost you everything you were meant to be if you stay in it too long. So I challenge you, step out, take the risk, feel the discomfort, embrace the struggle. Because the moment you do, the moment you leave comfort behind, is the moment your life truly begins. Your potential is too great to settle. Your dreams are too important to ignore. Your purpose is too powerful to waste. Comfort will try to stop you, but you were born to rise above it. Choose growth, endure pain, step into the unknown, and live a life that when people look at it, they can't help but say, wow, that person didn't just survive, they thrived. They fulfilled their purpose. They lived fully. Comfort will kill you, but courage, risk, and purpose will make you immortal. The question is, which will you choose?